response you were hoping to get out of your defense?
And the response we were hoping to get out of everybody, right? From when I sat here a week ago, and the way the players approached this week, and the way I think our whole team, coaches, everybody approached this week, that locker room feels a lot different right now than it did last weekend in a win. And win games like that without a complete effort from everybody. And so we got to go back to work. We got a bye week, but we still got work to do. And the good news about it is we the things that we talked about, third downs, penalties, things like that give you an opportunity to win games like that. I thought our guys responded this week, and we're successful because of it.
What does it say about your offensive line and your running back group that you were able to put together that 99-yard drive to really put the game away?
Yeah, I mean, that's we were just talking about that on the radio. You not only the 99, but the 2-point conversion also. That those guys did a nice job. I think the rotation of running backs. JJ got nicked up early, and that's why we have the guys that we have, and we've been talking about the running backs. I thought, Gary came in and ran hard. Bryce Wilma, who didn't play a week ago, the unsung hero, playing tight end, doing some things, giving us an edge, cutting the backside, point of attack, and our offensive line did a nice job. And the rotation of the running backs, whether it was Gary Brightwell, whether it was Bam, JJ is going to have his turn, but that's where depth comes in, and Wiley. So, I thought our coaches had a nice plan of attack, and run it that many times, and for 99 yards to win a game. That is a step that should give us some confidence going into conference play.
What happened to JJ?
Don't comment on injuries.
How important was Jace Whitaker's role tonight? Kind of moved around a little bit.
Yeah, moved around a little bit. You've seen that in the last couple of weeks when we moved him inside, right? And it took them a while. They figured it out, and then they got Bash over there singled up. I mean, he's a heck of a player, man. He's a big dude, and but we kept him out of the end zone, even though he had 90-some yards, 6 for 96. But they moved him around and they got him singled up over there. But I think the ability to Jace is a really good player, and he's a coach on the field, and he gives us some flexibility and coverage. So we got to move him around a little bit, just like everybody else is moving their receivers around. Just what we do on offense, and try to make people play left-handed if we can, and we did that tonight.
Was that the best game that you've seen Lorenzo Burns play since you've been here?
He's played at different times. He's played well. It gets back to everything else, like we talked about, consistency, right? And we've been preaching it, and if we helped our guys out tonight with a lot more zone coverage, right, and playing some people over the top, and our corners have been pretty good, and people have attacked us inside in some 3-by-1 sets or 2-by-2 from against our safety. So we switched up a little bit more tonight with a little bit more zone coverage to kind of protect it, and then I thought our disguise was good, and it gives us the opportunity to do some things. So yeah, Devontae and I mean these guys have been our corners have played very, very hard and well, and when you're on the island, like it's been sometimes, that happens. That's part of the business, right? But I thought we did enough today to mix up the coverage, give them help at times, and play a little bit more zone. We didn't get a bunch of sacks, but I thought we did move the quarterback out of the pocket and made him move around a little bit, which we haven't been able to do. And because of that, you know, we flushed him a couple times and did some things. We hit him a couple times, but just to let him move around, make him move off the spot, I thought that was important and a factor in the game.
How would you summarize Khalil's performance tonight?
Yeah, you know, he's you know, there's some things because he was frustrated a little bit early, and you know, but I told him, you know, you saw him pull up a little bit at the end of the game, but he's fine. You know, it's funny the long run. I said it looked like you're jogging and you're still faster than everybody on the field. Why don't you just open it up and run? You know, he's got real talent and real speed. There's probably more yards out there that everybody saw, but you know, he is a real threat whenever he has the ball in his hands. And I think, you know, some of the blitzing that we saw early in the game calmed down right after that 80, whatever that run was. And that changed really the whole, what I could see, really kind of changed their plan of attack, because once he broke the first level, it was over. And so defensively, he puts pressure on people from that standpoint, and I think that really helped our running game schematically, just because of that big play.
Were you kind of caught in between at the end of the first half, whether to try to score or run out the clock?
Yeah, well, we had the plan was, you know, we're always trying to score, right? It was interesting. They slowed down too, and stopped snapping it so fast to try to get in halftime. So it depends on, you know, hey, where's the ball going to be? Where are we going to go? And you know, quite frankly, we turned it over a couple times, right? And we did right there, which could have come back to bite us. But you know, we're going to be aggressive 9 times out of 10, just because of our running backs, just because of, you know, the guy 14 with the ball in his hands. We got an opportunity to score from anywhere on the field. So, you know, but we got to be smart with it. And you know, that's what we're talking about on the sideline. You know, and then we get the interception, which, you know, it was a combination of a couple things. Bad route, but we got to be smarter in that situation, not give the ball back to them.
How do you carry this over with the bye week?
The opposite of how we carried over Hawaii, right? So, you know, you'd ask me the same question if we lost. So, you know, we've been down this road before, and trust me, there's a lot of energy that was put into this week. These guys, I mean, to win a game in that fashion, there's some sore guys down there right now, right? So, you know, we played 10 straight last year. Like I told you at the beginning, I'm not complaining about the 3 bye weeks. You know, we got an opportunity right now to get healthy. You know, school's kicked in the high gear now. We got tests, we got papers, we got exams, we got things that you know, get our guys to take a deep breath before we get into conference play. So, you know, it comes at a good time for us.
Khalil mentioned designed runs. Was that something that went into the game plan, or what the defense was giving you tonight?
Yeah, we've had them, but that was in the game plan.
What is the advantage of having Pandy, Fields, and Schooler all out on the field at the same time?
I think the advantage is that with Pandy's he's a really good pass rusher, right? And so, you know, you can play with 3 linebackers because Schooler can run. Tony Fields is, you know, their experience, but you know that 3 down can morph into really a 4 down with Pandy standing up as a real good pass rusher, him and Jalen. So, you know, whether we go with a 4-3 front in a running situation, because we're going to play teams that are going to run at us, and we can play all 3 of those guys in a true 4-3. But we can also, it's like anything else. You like I said a week ago, you know, you've seen more two-back sets out of us because we're trying to get our best personnel on the field. And you know, is that it's the same thing on defense, right? So Pandy gives us the flexibility to really morphed into a couple different fronts, and him being a pass rusher and being active really helps us without having to really substitute and go dime and do a bunch of different things because of how athletic he is and the kind of pass rusher he is. And then it also gives us the opportunity to rotate those guys if we are in a dime, or if we are in a two linebacker situation. We got confidence that then all three of those guys rotate and get one of them off the field, so they're not playing 80 snaps a game.
Big picture wise, what does this victory mean, do you think, for the season, for the program?
I think it's, as you ask about the bye week, right? So, anytime you win, you gain some confidence. But I think the message in the locker room was, yeah, right now, everybody remembers this feeling, but remember what it took for this feeling. Remember what happened this week. Remember how we approached it. Remember the things that we corrected, that the players corrected, the penalties, right? We had one really bad penalty, right? And it was questionable just because the whistle hadn't blown. And so, but we did some smart things tonight, with staying in bounds, taking care of our business, tackling in an open field, for the most part was a lot better. Just all the things that went into, this week in this game, it's a lot of, but we can be better. And, that's what the next 2 weeks are about before we get into conference play. We know a little bit more about our team and personnel wise and what to expect. And, as coaches, we've got to put our guys in a position to be successful. And, that's why you saw some of the things you saw tonight you asked about the three linebackers on the field, giving us an opportunity against some of the things they were doing to try to hold that off. Because, like I said, Pandy gives us the flexibility to do that with those other two linebackers. And then whether he's playing a rush or he's playing linebacker, that takes some pressure off of Schooler and Fields, and those guys play well together.